Oh
The
gosh.
Okay.
the cameras didn't work, so I managed to get those to go.
Now it's stuck in the middle of my.
And the bloody internet decides to go pear-shaped.
Oh, never mind. You don't sound very happy.
Oh, calm. I'm chilled about it.
Oh, that's all right then.
Like a coiled banana.
Raring to go. Oh wow.
And well, something else happened. I can't remember what it was. It was so just one of those. Oh, I had to rush out in the outside because I noticed the scaffolding over the house round the back. I thought they were having the roof done, which is okay, but they're not. They're having the concrete gutters changed, which means they grind the old
Oh, God.
floor.
Mm.
So
What a
I've had mine done, so I know what it's like. But it's like there's a cloud out there at the moment, dust. So
Oh.
I covered all my telescope stuff up quick and shut the cabin
Mm.
door.
oh, yeah.
Last thing well, it'll get on there anyway. That sort of dust pervades everything.
Yeah. At
So
least it's not windy, is it, this morning?
no,
Quite still.
that means it's going to get really hot.
Oh, I know.
It's already really
About 3 o'clock, it really ramps up then, doesn't it? And then it doesn't cool down till gone to bed. Oh.
right.
Where's
Oh.
Anne? Where's Anne? Anne's in the lounge, isn't she?
Yeah, I'm in the lounge again. But,
Yeah, I thought I recognised the colport and the
Mm.
no, it's not really. No.
Persian
Yeah.
the horseman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a funny story about that, but it's too long to tell.
Oh.
Well, it's quite funny. I've kept it actually because my ex-husband suddenly appeared with that, and I have no idea why. He brought it in its box and everything, brand new, and I never found out why, because it wasn't my birthday or anything. And I've always kept it because I think he was probably chatting up the assistant, and the assistant just sold him something instead. So I've always kept it, just to remind me what a ratbag he was.
Oh dear.
So that's why it's still there.
Oh right.
It kind of it gives me a bit of a laugh, really, as to what a snake he was.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Anyway, he's gone, so that's all
He's
right.
gone. That's all right. You got a nice one now.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that's why it's there. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't still be here. Really, it's just a mystery.
Oh well, you'll never find out, will you?
No, never. No.
Might find out it's worth thousands.
No.
Chrissy's got her car back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's good then.
Yeah, the RAC have been putting out warnings, drive carefully around the area.
Close, yeah.
Oh.
Going down Bearcross, be warned.
Oh dear.
On the dual carriageway, watch out with cars with brakes.
Leo's decided to join.
Shouldn't joke about it, really. That is not.
Hold on now, I'm looking.
It's not funny.
No. Oh.
Hello, Leo.
She's livid and skinned.
Is Leo
Yeah.
still all right?
Yeah, he's
Quiet.
very quiet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
bless.
Dyson went quiet for weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still likes his walks, and
You're not going to get another one then, Chris?
No.
No.
I mean, Leo's 12 and a half. It wouldn't be fair. I just want to spoil him for the rest of his time.
Yeah.
Give him all my attention.
Yeah.
Good move.
No, Dyson's got used to it now. He's quite happy being on his own, I think.
Yeah, he's Leo's. Well, I'm wondering what the two of them would be like now, because they're both top dogs now.
I'm looking forward to Kingston Ward, and we'll see.
See what they're going to be like. Yeah.
There used to be a challenge between the two of them as to which one was going to be the top one.
All right.
And they were both second dogs. They weren't top dogs at all.
No,
they're okay as long as they don't look at each other. If they look at
they
each
make
other,
eye
Dyson
contact.
will bark at him, or
If
Leo
they
will
lock
bark at
eyes,
Dyson.
they go, don't they?
Yeah, they take turns.
Are they? They're both males, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because our Bessie, she always used to be top dog. She used to tell all the boys off. And
Yeah.
they cower down to her.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so
dear.
it'd be interesting to see how the dynamics have changed.
Yeah.
They might not have done yet for Leo. It's a bit early for Leo.
Yeah, he's when we go out on the walk though, now I can walk a lot further with him,
Yeah.
because obviously Ralphie really held us back. He used to, when there was the two of them, if there was a dog on the other side of the road, they bark like Leo,
Yeah.
a pair of them. Now Leo,
He's all quiet.
he might bark, I just say leave, and he just trots on.
Yeah.
He hasn't got
Yeah.
Ralphie to
Back him up.
fight for anymore.
Yeah.
He hasn't got Ralphie to guard, has he? Because he was the
No.
underdog. He was in charge
No.
of guarding,
No,
and he hadn't got anybody to guard now.
only me.
Oh.
Well, you don't count. You
No.
only feed him.
And do you know, he's still, not every time, but he still leaves a couple of biscuits in his dish.
Does he? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
bless.
Yeah.
Well, he always did. Ralphie was a gannet. He would woof the food up as quick as anything. Leo was much slower. If he didn't eat his food and I had to take my eyes off him, I had to put Leo's up on the side, otherwise Ralphie would eat it. But ever since he was a puppy, he's always left a tiny little bit for Ralph.
Oh.
So when he's finished, he walks away, leaves the biscuits.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
horrible.
bless.
Sometimes I come back in the kitchen, there's 2 little biscuits left.
Oh. Oh, bless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he won't eat them. He won't
Well,
eat
when
them.
he eats them, you know he's got over it then, don't you? We might never, might he?
Might
It's
not. No, might
just
not.
habit, isn't it, with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Brilliant.
still sleeps in Ralphie's bed. He doesn't sleep in his own bed, his own basket.
That's quite strange. Yeah, Dyson never did that.
Yeah, no, he goes in
Mm.
all the time.
Oh,
look.
That's as far as I've got.
Oh.
I spent hours doing all that.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I thought it was in black and white. I thought, well, that's funny.
No. That's the masking
That's
fluid.
the masking fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
I was thinking, I wish I painted acrylic.
Mm.
Oh, well, when you see mine, it is awful. I was just determined not to miss one because I haven't missed one since.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the only one I missed was the London street scene months, or ages, right back at the beginning.
Mm.
No, it's very good. Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's different.
That's different, yeah.
Then I suddenly thought she's going to have fun rubbing that out.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm.
I bet it'd be
He
lovely.
moves for half an hour.
I had to hoover the floor for about half an hour.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'll
Bits
go
of rubber
outdoors.
everywhere.
I'll take it outdoors to get it off.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
nice,
well, I
yeah.
didn't have that option.
Mm.
That's really nice.
That's lovely. The background is just so dainty and delicate.
It's also
I did that with, you know, when we scraped the pastels,
Yeah.
I did it with that.
right.
And then put wet it and then put the pastel on it,
Yeah.
you know, the flaky bits,
Yeah.
the powder.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
very
very
good. Yeah, it's very soft.
Mm.
It's a really nice way of painting that.
Yeah.
Well, anything that gives you, I'm always saying that, it's that feeling of spontaneity and randomness that you try to achieve, but in a sort of controlled way.
Mm.
Otherwise it doesn't look contrived. If you paint it with a brush, there's always an element of you know, putting things here and there and all the rest of it. With
Yeah.
there's no messing about. You still got the control by putting the darker bits here and the lighter bits there. But yeah, well done. That's good fun. That.
Mm.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I couldn't get it very white. I did put some white pastel over it. Oh, I don't know. I get on a bit of a mess.
No,
But-
even with acrylic, I found getting the white hard.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that looks better, doesn't it?
No, it's different, not better.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what the computer can do.
The softer
Oh,
one's nicer.
well, that's
Nice,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, that's yours, is it, Craig?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right. It's nice.
What
Oh,
did I say? Oh, fresh as a daisy. It has a
Fresh as a
freshness about it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
because I couldn't get the white to stand out, I just very loosely scribbled over it with a black marker,
Mhm.
the black acrylic pen,
Yeah.
just to do very loose outlines of it. And it did make it stand out. Before I did that, it looked just very, they disappeared into the background. But
It works that
Hmm.
though. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does work.
it's all right from a distance. Looks better on the screen actually than in real life.
Great,
Oh,
everyone's
dear.
different take on it though, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's what amazes me. Every
No,
week.
that was on a canvas board. I did that one.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Hey
quite,
ho.
they're
Where's
good.
Pauline and Joyce today?
They're not, Pauline says she's not feeling too good.
Oh,
And Joyce, she said she couldn't make it today, this morning.
what a shame. Pauline's was lovely. You're going to show Pauline's anyway.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
nice.
that's nice. Yeah, that is
Mm.
nice.
Yeah.
That's what you call fresh.
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
like
That's
little miniature suns, aren't they?
Hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought is there's no stems. They need some. They're just
That's
floating.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe she didn't have time to do the stems.
Right.
But no, it's lovely.
Water lilies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're quite white though.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Background's nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Using
is.
the yeah, I suppose could just use get a couple. Oh, there's one in the front.
Oh yeah.
A couple of darker bits, but it wouldn't be a matter of,
Sorry, that's my
because
phone.
they are sort of, they are there if you look in your, the cling films does put it in. Sometimes you need to enhance a couple, don't you?
Hmm.
And that'll do it. But yeah, it's got a bit of wow factor.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But the centers of the daisies are nice because they've got she's put a nice bit of shadow on one side to make
Yeah.
them a
Yeah.
bit round. It's almost like a portrait
Yeah.
feel to it. They've got a bit of depth, which is great.
Yeah. They're really nice.
Mm.
That is so pretty.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
lovely.
who's that? Is that Pauline's? Or is that Joyce's?
That's Joyce's.
That one's Joyce's.
Yeah,
No, that's oh, this one's. Oh, whose is this one?
that's Pauline.
Oh,
That's
that's Pauline.
Yeah, that was the one that I've seen. I hadn't seen Joyce's on there before.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
it's
Joyce.
pretty.
That's very tonal.
It is very pretty.
Yeah. If you change the colours.
Well, I just balance them equally, and then you sometimes work, sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes you can what's going to say? You can brighten it. Sometimes works quite nice, but not. I don't think so. No, didn't work. But yeah,
No.
The backgrounds that make it when when you're doing watercolor, isn't it? They really, you can
Yeah.
really, it's just about the process, isn't it, and getting stuck in.
Mm.
It was quite busy. There's quite a,
It's
what we
fiddly,
did-
wasn't it?
yeah.
Fiddly job.
The first flower, you think, oh my
Oh
god.
God. Yeah.
And one thing another. That's why you sort of, the tendency is, if you do it sort of impressionistic and quickly, they all get an equal amount of fleeting visit with the brush or whatever.
Yeah.
It balances it out quite well.
I like it when you say the first hour. I did mine in 45 minutes. I was so desperate to get it done and finished, because I knew I'd never catch out otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First few,
right,
well,
lovely. I'm just waiting to see yours, Anne.
Mm.
Yeah, I got to get round to doing it. Yeah.
Gordon hasn't done any for ages, has he? I
No,
haven't seen him
no.
since his hamburger.
Once, well, yeah, since the Hamburg. Once we started on politics, he dropped out. No, it was when we started caravanning. He's out in the caravan now, getting it ready for the weekend.
Yeah,
But he's not really been very well anyway.
hasn't he?
He's still struggling with his stomach and everything.
Mm.
He's just back now.
His back's okay, touch wood, as long as he's sensible and doesn't lift anything.
Yeah.
He's just coming back in now, so I'll stop talking about him now.
Oh wow.
there
I
she
can
is.
hardly remember her like that.
I thought she looked a bit like Verity from church.
Dear. Yeah.
She
I've got-
she looked much softer.
Her younger days, isn't it?
Oh, definitely younger. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she died of a stroke. She had a
Yeah.
stroke. I don't know why they all eulogise over her. I can't do much for me. It's a coup d'etat, really.
Interesting.
When you take on it all, isn't it? Like, don't want to get involved in bloody politics.
No, we've had Boris and Tony Blair, and we've talked politics enough, I think.
Yeah.
They're really good subjects to play with, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're fun.
And
Yeah.
because we see them a lot, you know, in the news and on screen and that, we've all got a certain impression of what they look like anyway. So when you come to draw them, it's difficult. Well, no, you've got a bit of inside information, if you like, already ingrained in your brain.
Mm.
So I just changed my microphone over, otherwise it doesn't record very well. So I can, yeah, that one. The little sketch doodles.
Mm.
I can never make up my mind what's the right procedure to paint the flipping things, these portraits. I keep coming up with different different method every time. Don't know who that was.
Oh dear.
But when you sketch it, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to just draw anything, a shape. Oh, if I use a pen. But if I look at her, I can see there's a line. That line's going down, so I can draw that line. There's a line going down there. Max headroom, and then the jaw. She's got quite a square jaw, and then build it up from there and look for the eyes. But just stick something on there. I don't mind if it comes out a bit cartoony at first, which it invariably does. But if you just sort of pick up elements and think, oh, her eye is sort of not drooping down, but it definitely goes down a bit. And the eye, and just build it up that way. And this eye, it's definitely got an arch shape to it. And build them up that way, stick the nose in. The one thing I always get, and I've done it on my bigger sketch, is the gap between the bottom of the nose and the mouth. I always find it's really important. Well, not important. It's when I do, sometimes if I just do a quick print, an A3 print, and I'll just sketch around the trace around the outline with the what's that stuff called? Trace down, isn't it? The blue, that blue stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just to give an outline quick, and then when I look at it back, I think, oh, I think on this one I rubbed out all the mouth and redid it, you know, how I felt it had to be, because the gap between there and there, so even on the, you know, even though I've printed it out, where's it gone? There's one. I've got a print out of it, but when I trace it down, the distance between the nose and there, it's not right. So just what I would like to, I did look up yesterday, considering getting one of those projector things. George gave me one, but I could never get it to work. So in the end, I flogged it, and then the lady said she couldn't get it to work, and I said, hang on a minute. And I did a bit of research, and I found out the reason why. It didn't have the right lens bit to it. It needed an extra. George hadn't given me all the bits, and for an extra 30 quid or whatever it was, I could have got those bits and had one that really worked, a really good one. The other thing I think about when you do these sketches is the space between the eyes, the pupil, and the edge of, there's always a difference. It's narrower there than it is there, you know, and that one's almost balanced in the center. But the major thing really is the hair. I always find if you get the hair, as soon as you put the hair in, the whole thing changes. It suddenly becomes the person. It's the hair that seems to, I don't know, maybe I'm a frustrated hairdresser, I don't know. But as soon as I start putting in the hair, it suddenly becomes, you know, I can suddenly tell who it is. But you can see what I'm, once you get cracking, you don't need a lot of lines. I mean, in the books, there's like special techniques for drawing figures, like I've mentioned before, where you take you draw a circle effectively. I've just drawn an oval, but don't do as I. You draw a circle and then you add bits to the circle, and it all gets technical. And this thirds, break it into thirds. That forms the brow, the eye line, and that. Then it becomes, I don't know. It becomes a bit. By the time you've done all that, you could have quite easily just drawn 3 straight, 4 lines, and off you go. Once you put in some of the shadows, actually, I did notice even zooming in, I can't tell she's got any eyebrows. They're so faint. It's not the best photo in the world. Once you start building in the shadows around the nostrils and stuff, and putting in the bits in here, and this shadow in the all around the edge where it meets, you can suddenly build it up quite quickly, not forgetting that she's got worry lines from having to deal with that bunch of bonkers in the cabinet, and just build it up. And once you've done it a few times, you know, you can do that in 3-4 minutes. Whoosh, just a quick sketch. Well, that's my take on it at the moment. And the more of them you do, because she has. And once you put a bit of the other thing, I can't make up my mind about. I'm supposed to be an expert, but every time I do it, I can't remember how I did it. Does that make sense? I
Yeah.
think, I was here yesterday and I thought I'll test out. It's not on that one. There's a bit of paper here somewhere. That I tested it. I did it 2 ways, and when I finished, I thought I can't remember which way I did it. So that what I'm talking about is this. If you look at the photo, first thing I tend to do now is mix up a neutral tone, which invariably involves alizarin crimson and get a load of it in, or a light red, and some of that turquoisey blue, which will give us a neutral. It's really a sort of grey in it, but you've got control over the grey. If you put more red in it, it'll be a reddier grey. If you put bluer in it, it'll be a more of a softer grey. And then this is the problem. This is where I get confused, or I can't make up my mind which is the proper way to do it, if there is such a thing. Is you look at your subject or the original and start looking for the tones, the shadowy areas around this, even in the hair, and you start putting them in. I've used the pen and scraped them in a bit as well, but the nostrils, green's good for the nostrils. Well, green added into that grey.
Green bonies.
Believe it or not, green bone. Well, there's a lot of what you say. Now, if you add it to that grey tone, it becomes darker. So that was one of the key bits. And the other bit, this isn't why I'm mentioning it, is I'm trying to say I can never remember which is the better way to do it. Do it like this, and then let it sort of dry. Once you get down here, this is dried off, etc., etc., and the shadows here a bit. It's definitely shadow. What you're trying to do is look for all the tones, the shadowier tones. Now, I can't remember if it's better to make the paper damp first or not, or leave it like this and then make the whole face. You could do the whole face if you want with clean water. I'll do it on the other one in a minute, on the big one, but you can use a dry brush and tissue. Just take the dampness out of the eyes. I'm doing it quick here, and I'll do it a bit more succinct on the next one. And then, where's that brush? Use a little bit of our fresh tone all over everything. Set the tone, set the skin tone, and then you can drop in. This is quickly the procedure, and then you can still drop in some of those darks, or if you equally a lighter. Too red that, but equally just do it quickly. Some of the darker reds, can add those in, but what my point is, I can't ever remember which is the better way of doing it. Make the paper wet first and drop it in. Then I will find out in a minute, because I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Or, you know what I mean? Or do I do the shady bits, let them dry, then put the face bits, the skin tone on? I've the same twice, and I'm totally bemused about what is the right way to do it now.
So if you watch other artists, do they do it either or either, or do they do it completely different?
Exactly. Absolutely right. That's
You
my
just got to
point.
do it, I suppose, the way you find the best.
Oops, sorry,
Yeah, but I suppose if you were just doing portraits every day and every day, then it's fine, isn't it? Because you work out a routine. Whereas, because we're doing such a varied selection of work, and it changes all the time. One day, I mean, now we're doing portraits.
I think I find it better putting the face all on first, the face colour.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, I get it too dark. I get orange.
Well, it is. I think the consensus is that you're supposed to do it in layers. Layers seem to be the general consensus, is that with most watercolors is, you know, build it up in layers. And to do that, especially on portraits, is you need to sort of let it dry off quite a lot. Let's have a bit of fun. I'm just having a bit of a fun.
5 minutes.
Well, stick to the, what would we say about these things? The 3 primary colours for now. I've not obviously made Margaret. Oh, that's it. I'm into deep doo-doo now. What do you think? Bit yellow? See what happens. Just clean my brush off every now and then. And then I'll whack some of that clean film stuff on. Seems to be my... I just thought I'd try it, see what happens. It's a bit of a nicer blue, really. Tory blue is what I need, isn't it? What's Tory blue? It's more of a... They'd call it a royal blue, I expect. It's British royal blue, obviously. I have to get rid of that, some of that yellow, I think. It's all right, I've got another palette. Look like she'd be out in the garden, wouldn't it? With a bit of foliage.
Yeah.
Sort of effect. Can always come in
I
a
thought you were
bit.
putting the gay flag in the background.
Ah, it's Pride Week, isn't it?
Rainbows, yeah.
I was one of the colours. You can always put that flesh tone in somewhere. Anything in the palette that's colours that you don't want. Oh, that's a nice colour. That's Terry Harrison Shadow.
Yeah, it's quite strong, that, isn't it?
Surprisingly, yeah. So what you can do is look at your reference picture and say, what I'm doing anyway. See, one side is dark and one side isn't. So let's emulate that on mine. Oh, we can use his shadow tone on that. Shoulder pads and all. It was quite prevalent then, wasn't it? But it's all the rage.
Arrow dressing.
Bit of handbag. Yeah, I won't put any over that side. And then got the some of the cling film from last week. Bit of that on there. And then put a just about fit. Be nice. That's the same feel of been mucking around with that garden pond, using membrane here and there to stop the any plants growing. I'll pop that on there. Well, I want to wait, want it? Oh, I know. I use some magazines, didn't I?
Mm.
Put a couple of those on for a sec. I'll go and grab the hairdryer, which I've forgotten in the madness of the internet going down. I thought I daren't talk about it, otherwise it happened again. wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
it? Got to find a plug. Extension tube. Now it's done runner. Melanie, I just saw the car go off down the road, so
Mm.
gone off to see Daddy. My youngest child's 30 this weekend.
Gosh.
Yeah. I'm not sure how old the oldest one is. James, I'm not sure how old he is now. Must be 35, 36, I suppose, going on that. Yeah, something along those lines.
It was bad as Anne.
Well, I've got 5. It's easy enough to get confused, isn't it? Don't see him that often anyway. That'll do. Just to say we've done something. But I think, like last week, if you leave it for a while, but I'll try it off, but you can easily do it again. Stronger. I think it's probably nicer to
It
do a
gives
little
soft
bit.
effect.
Pardon?
I say it's nice, it gives it a soft effect.
Well,
Mm.
start off. I say it's better to start off soft and go hard.
Yeah,
You can always add, but
that's right.
I always think as soon as you start trying to dish it away, it becomes a bit more of a bit of a chore. You see how wet it is, the big pool of paint there. You can always add a bit. Oh, got hair. Woo! Well, I can honestly say, I don't get. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I don't. Just lately, I can't remember the last time I lost a hair out of a brush.
Oh,
Now I'll get thousands of them.
Mm.
But I've got this other palette here, so I'll have a play with that in a minute. Same thing. It's the same paints in there. Right? Look back. That put the I'll move it up a bit. Got the yellow area that's a bit. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyesight. I thought it looked a bit greeny. Just clean that out. Find a little bit of the blue. Nice bit of, oops. I hydrate these the night before, spray a load of water in. Some days it's like, ooh, really well done. And other days it sort of goes back to being dry again. A bit more light blue. Don't need a lot. But I'm using the mop brush, which instantly soaks up all the paint anyway. Great if you're painting big, because you can suddenly you know, put a big blobby bit on big areas. Just have a look round, find some tones. Darker bits, it's all dark. Oh, it's really dark under here, isn't it? But I've gone straight. I don't know why I've gone straight in with the shadowy bit first, without any thought towards the skin tone. So all that waffle at the start was all about, God only knows, because I've done what I said I would do, because I've forgotten that out of the way that I normally do it. Well, I was going to try it a different way, and I haven't. Oh, help. It's because I was probably waffling on too much. It's not easy, is it?
No.
You just sort of. Well, what I will do, but I've only done the hair, haven't I? So what I could do, get my bit of clean water and go over the whole of the face. I'm not going to muck about it. I'm going to go whoosh. So I have saved myself. Just go down. I haven't really drawn her dress much. The idea is that the paint, as you put paint on, it goes soft and bleeds, you know, one into the other. That's what I'm trying to get, that nice softness. Sit down for a minute while I add a bit more, some red, mix up some more of this neutral tone, a bit more blue, which is quite amusing really, because underneath in the blue bit of the palette, down in the well, the blue well, I know underneath it's white, there's some white. So as I get near the bottom, the paint becomes, it's funny. Well, it's got white in it, so it will come a bit funny. So while it's damp, let's have a little think. Move this over here for a minute. One thing I've found is if you use a little brush, well, this is not that little, but a smaller brush, don't keep it well loaded. It seems to work better if you keep it well loaded. You know, not just a little bit of paint on it, but just quite a nice. Even the lips are. If there's bits that you want, no, well, I'm going to do it now. What I remember, throw my brush on. What I remember is to lift off the bits around the eyes, because you want to stop any paint rather, from getting in there. So just use the brush and just soak off any water. Same with the little area there, isn't there? A lot of teeth. There's only till you start doing the portrait, you think, Maggie, you didn't have very good teeth.
you get to know people in a different light, don't you, as you start doing these portraits. Well, I think this is that Archie's paper again as well, which is, I wouldn't say it's blotting paper, but it it soaks paint up so quickly. In a way, I'm lucky that using the pencil, I've marked where some of the shady bits are. Well, the less practice what I preach in a minute, and add a little bit of green to the nostril. I've put some of this grey colour in, just darkens it. No reference to bogies. Quite good. Oh, if it works, pop it in. Gradually build it up. It's very. I think the consensus is squint your eyes up. You squint and look for darker bits. Still a bit wet there, isn't it? It's looking quite nice, actually. Let's see that. A little Labour socialists like me, you think saying, she looks quite nice. We'll put a few warts on her. We've got power. I've noticed just noticed there is a line going down. Not that strong. Bit clean water, soften it down. There's sort of a line there. Definitely one there. And this side's more of a shadow than the other one anyway. Trying to avoid the earrings. I'm up with Maggie's earrings. It's ironic, really. Well, makes you a bit observant, because you notice Theresa May, she always used to have a bit of bling. She's sort of well known for her necklaces, wasn't she? Different
necklaces.
Yeah. Right old chav she was.
Yeah.
Just want to lift. Looking at that. Yeah, I see where I've gone wrong there. Well, we have power, we'll correct it. I'm just adding a little bit of green into that dark grey mix anyway. Drop it in here. Sometimes it's it's more dirty water than it is paint initially. Oh, just to get you excited, ladies. Not so much Gordy. the next portrait is Sean Connery.
Mm.
Down. Hey, it's a heartthrob.
Mm.
I thought I bet they'll be buying tickets to queuing up to come on Tuesday now.
Oh,
Not my heartthrob, I'm afraid.
I saw on the news this morning it was about the Birmingham closing ceremony, and they had Ozzy Osbourne at the end or something.
mm.
I think it's his name, Osbourne.
Yeah, it is. I did watch that. I didn't really recognise him.
Was
I think he's been to the plastic surgeon like his
oh, and it ever.
They seem to be hooked on it, don't they?
I suppose if you can afford it, it might be a handy thing. But
Yeah, I thought he looked quite well, but he didn't look like Ozzy.
He's
No,
been
it didn't,
poorly.
did it?
He has been poorly, hasn't he?
He's
Yeah.
got Parkinson's, hasn't
Yeah, he is quite ill, yeah.
Well, thing is, he don't live in Birmingham anyway. He probably in.
he?
I suppose he's got mates there from the old days, but he lives over in America, don't they? A lot
Yeah.
of them do.
Yeah, they've been in America for years, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, sad about Olivia Newton-John, isn't it? I used to
Yeah.
like her.
I
Yeah.
think we all did.
Yeah, bless her.
Yeah, well, that takes me right back because when I was, I don't know, 15, 16, I'm not sure. The guy lived next to my nan, used to run discos. I might have said this before, in all the villages around the district, because they obviously didn't have. And we used to take like records, and I was the DJ, believe it or not. I used to put the records on and do a bit of chat and that, even at that young age. Because none of them would pick up the mic. They were all scared. Or they went to my school, and Dad used to drive the van. He used to load it up with bottles of Coke and drink and crisps, and sell those in the church hall or the village hall that they'd rent. It was good fun. And one of the artists that came out then was Olivia Newton-John. She's a pop star, wasn't she, before she became
Oh, yeah, yeah.
into movies with old You're the One I Want.
She went out with Cliff Richard, didn't she, for a while?
I was going to say that it was Cliff, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
everybody was, the rumour was that they were sort of an item.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was nice. She came across, I've seen her interviews a few times, and she always came across as quite a nice lady.
Yeah. Everybody says she was.
Used to be Olivia Neutron Bomb, wasn't it? I don't know what the heck that meant.
Yeah.
It's difficult, this, because just using this, well, it's effectively a sort of monotone at the moment. Just using this, she's starting to look quite pretty. she looks young, more youthful.
She was quite an attractive lady when she was younger, anyway, before she started getting more hard. I've just had a text message from Kathy. She's coming over, and she said, "I'll see you in about an hour." That might be optimistic because I've decided to walk.
Oh,
Good
dear. In this heat?
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Kathy.
I know she does walk a lot, but I mean, from Charminster to here, it's quite a hike.
I should think it is.
I used to do it a lot. only because there were plenty of pubs before I got to the place where I was supposed to be meeting people. I'd stop off on the way. Like,
Oh,
can't walk from here to Highcliffe without stopping somewhere for a beer. But Mel knew what I was doing anyway. I wasn't there. I wasn't causing no harm.
No.
Hey, me lupins in the. They look a bit better this morning. Last night, they were in the greenhouse. I must have either forgot to water them during the morning or something, but they didn't half look sad.
Oh dear.
I thought, oh, Kathy, Chrissy's going to go. They're so delicate. And the ones I've planted outdoor, they're not doing that particularly that well. They seem to grow to a certain sort of level and stop. So that's it. I'm here.
Well, mine just got eaten. I wouldn't say, it was
Yeah, there's snails.
outside influence that's killed mine.
Yeah, well, it's
Mm.
snails
no.
just adore them.
They did. They totally disappeared.
oh,
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
keep
I've got
ours either.
out of 3 big ones that I planted out, I think I've got 1.5. Well, say 2, and I don't know. They're not as good as they could be.
I'm not going to bother with lupins in the future. I'll get some more hollyhocks. I like hollyhocks.
Yeah, I was disappointed with lupins.
Well, I'll let you know. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at the ones that I planted that have survived snail attack and that, thinking, well, yeah, okay, you've got this. Now what? When are you gonna grow? I thought they grew big.
Well, they do.
These ain't. They're
No.
they're no bigger than Maggie Thatcher's head. Well, I've got 4 or 5. No, I think I've got 6 in the little greenhouse that I've got, and they seem to have slowed down too.
They take a couple of years to sort of mature.
Oh, now she tells me. What?
A bit like foxgloves, they only flower 1 year, don't they? You have to wait 2 years for them to grow.
Well, I'm sure the slugs and the snails, anyway, they're gonna hang on, aren't they?
Yeah.
Believe that.
I think that's why I gave up on them.
I'm looking forward to the weekend, Dan, and seeing what plants are at Ellingham.
Yeah. It's
hope
going to
we
be a
get-
bit hot. I'm a bit in trepidation of it, Chris. It's a bit hot for me. But I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
I've got the buggy out and it's working again this year, so.
What I'll do here is I'll make her dress damp. Not sure where it starts and where it ends, but there you go. And put in some of that blue while hopefully the top bit, the other bit dries off. Just clean water, and then I'll whack a load of mix up a fresh. Oh, blimey! I've just gone over a badge. There you go.
What badge is it?
The brooch, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
I haven't. It's difficult anyway because the photo is just a little one that we're using as a reference. So the glasses really, or do I? Well, it sounds funny, but sometimes you think, oh, I like that impressionistic, loose feel to where that so-and-so paints or whatever. And
Mm.
you think, well, if I just do it without my glasses, it'll turn out like that naturally. So
Oh dear.
when you get new glasses, you know,
Mm.
from I nearly said the dentist, from the optician, and all of a sudden you can't paint, or well, you can, but it's like, oh blimey. Then when you go back, look at your old ones, you think, how much you missed out. Or all these years you've been selling paintings with half the bits in it, not because you wanted to, but because you didn't know they were there. It's so
Mm.
funny. And everybody else is looking at them, think, I love the way you. It's not what you put in, it's what you leave out. And you think, well, I'm only leaving it out because I didn't know it's there. I haven't seen it. Oh dear, that's funny. But it's part of your makeup and part of your. You get if you go and exhibit and try and flog paintings, you get, and a lot of people are around you. You suddenly hear all these statements like, "I love your style," and you think, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Oh dear.
Didn't know I had one, obviously. And I never know, as I said right from the start, I never know which way to paint the bloody picture anyway.
Looking
Never
good,
get
so
it. Never do it the
Mm.
same twice. Right, let's mix up a bit of a flesh tone. I
Looks
use
good
a
in
bit
black
of
and white or whatever it is.
a little
Sepia.
bit of Alzerian crimson, hint of, don't know, hint of that yellow. Takes a bit of the edge off it. I like it to be a sort of a more of a reddy. I think I've succeeded in that. More of a red tone than normal. And drop it in. Obviously avoid the eyes. Can always add, we're lucky, well, spoiled, because I've got a flesh tone that if you mix it up nicely with this brush, should be able to look a bit pop arty, this one, isn't it?
Mm.
Hmm.
You need a base, don't you, though? You need like Carol was saying, it's a good idea to,
Mm.
I think, if I was doing this, you know, off camera on my own, then I'd be inclined to paint a light flesh tone over everything to start
Mm.
with.
Mm.
Let it dry and then come back,
Yeah.
and then you can start building up the other bits. Good fun though. I just love doing it. I think Pauline's of the same mind, isn't she? She,
She likes them.
I just, I'll add a bit more of that. It's just a matter of looking for more tone bits and stand up and have a look, see what I've done. Oh my god. Maggie, you're looking ravenous.
Oh dear.
My god, is there something? I've fallen in love with one of my own paintings.
Oh Oh dear.
Good.
It's a really nice rouge for her lips. Just going to drop it in. Obviously, I'm painting really loosely day. It's a bit too much paint on there. It's really, I think it's just wonderful when the paint with watercolor, it's what makes it so nice. Is the way that the water does some of the work for you. You never quite, you never quite know exactly what's going to happen. It's the whole of its charm, isn't it?
Mm.
But the water, it can be your worst enemy, but equally it can be your best friend, can't it? It's sort of how it dissolves the paint into the. Put some down here. In water, and just soften it down. See how we get on. Come on, Maggie. Always lift a bit out. And then there's clean water. It's the same nearly every painting I do. Put a little bit of paint on. I'll show you what I'm on about. I'll put a bit there. Put a little bit of paint on. In like there, in the middle. I'll just do it like a circle and get clean water on the brush and go around the edge of it and just soften it down. Every painting I do, it's the only way to do it. I think I'm going to be struggling to finish this in one go to a really good standard. She's up there listening. What? You'll sit there until you finish. Well, we've got that. What colour hair do you think? What colours we use on the hair? I'm lost sleep over it, but it needs a wash on it. Sticking my elbow in paint. Yeah. Lift a bit off. And spread a bit down. Maggie. I've got that's a hair or something down there. It seems to be the day for hairs. Of course, the good bit's when you decide you need to put the rigger to work. It's going to be a really loose sketch today. Everyone's different. Just a little bit of darker colour. Wow. Was that thinking of the Nimbus bread advert now? Was that Maggie? I think it was, wasn't it?
No idea.
Mm.
It's going back a bit.
Then you got Rod Stewart. Oh, Maggie, I like your face, or whatever it was.
Maggie May.
Maggie
Mm.
May, that was it. Maggie May Not was the probably more apt. All I'm doing here is picking up the skin tone out of here, darker strengths of it, and just teasing it around. Because there is more shadow underneath the nose, isn't there? See if I can mix up a little bit. Just, I put some earlier because it's the shadow that forms the nose, not because all the nose is skin stretched over a bit of bone. And when you look at it, that's what.
Mm.
Hence the reason you think, well, I can't. How do you draw a nose? Well, you can't draw it because it's nothing there to draw. It's just a piece of skin. It's no different to the rest of it. It just comes out a bit. And looking at that, it's funny paper. This definitely won't buy it again. I definitely. What's the one you use, Carol? Fabriano, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, we're going to try that now. I used to use that years ago, in the good old days.
I got quite a good deal, really. I can't remember how many sheets they had a sale on.
Uh-huh.
I think I got it for about £9. I can't remember. I don't know if it was 12 sheets or 10.
Anyone know what colour eyes Margaret Thatcher's got?
Blue, were they?
I thought they were brown.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll try a bit of blue.
Let's Google it.
Eh?
I thought I'll Google it.
Wow. Don't believe what Google tells you. Yeah. Problem is, well, the danger is not a problem. Is with portraits, one flipping little squish of a brush can make the picture, make the person look so different. Just want to lift a bit off here.
Definitely make or break, isn't it?
Do you notice it, Chris? That sometimes you could sort of, I don't know, you could just go whoosh like that with a line of paint. You think that's changed, the whole face has changed. You know, there's no. Well, I've noticed it a lot. I've put that on. I've got to rub it off now. It was just to show you because I don't like. There is a sort of a
look right there.
no, which is why I suppose if you do study the bones and structure of the face, you would intuitively know that the cheekbones are there. So you're going to get a frown line, if anywhere, there, not elsewhere. It's what Leonardo taught me. Space, the final for I went back in time and had a chat with him. So yeah, this portrait, like, why do you do it? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Hey, Len. That's what mates call him, Leonardo. Len. Hey, Lenny. Bless him. Been watching that Da Vinci movie. I've got a clue what all that's about. Right. Let's give her up. I think I've missed a trick here.
What's the next one?
We missed a trick.
Oh, it'll be Alien, won't it?
Not in order. 21,
No.
22, 23.
Her eyes are
We put Church Farm, we could do this.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely.
not sure about Church Farm with the dog. But
bigger.
we'll see. Always catch
Dark on them.
And there's a darker. And this one definitely has a sharper line on it. See what I mean? You could just do
Yeah.
two little lines, and all of a sudden, the whole thing's either looking better or worse, depending on your take on it.
Yeah.
Now then, so what do you reckon? We don't know, do we? We haven't decided for the hair. Let's give her a face. Give that a rest for a minute. Clean out this well on my palette. So I'm going to try. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've got too much. Well, I'm not going to. It's green in this. I've got the cleaning this one out to stick a little bit of. Swap my water bucket over. I've got a cleaner one here. And I'll put some raw sienna. Here we go. Fortune favours the brave. Raw sienna.
That's a real sort of honey blonde colour, isn't it?
I'm just going to try with raw sienna. And maybe a hint of burnt umber. Just dab me brush in it, really. That'll warm it up. Sort of. Do I want to add a little bit of? It depends on what the hairdresser was doing on a particular day. Old Mags went round and said, "What's your best colour this week? What colour's in vogue, madam?" Going to make it damp, and I'm going to put a doodah of this colour on. See what happens. Start from the inside, work my way. Work my way out. And run out of colour straight away. And then find the rigor and put some squirrely bits in. Okay. Go with that. Whatever colour it was, I didn't build enough of it. She's got quite a head of hair, this girl. Raw sienna and a bit of that burnt sienna. Gives us a sort of a goldy colour. Look at it. Where are the twirly bits? Come on, she spent hours getting that hair right.
But she had a hairdresser, didn't she? Expect.
Yeah, I can't imagine
don't think she'd spend time with anything so frivolous.
No.
She'd have somebody else.
Well, she probably didn't have the time
No.
fighting the Argentinians and
She was always up early, doesn't it? She was up about 4 every morning. She didn't have much sleep, from where I heard.
we've got something in common then. I think it would be a good idea to just go for it on the hair. Put a load of it in. I suppose the real thing to do is to, well, one option would be to have a look at Carol Thatcher, because her hair's, her daughter's the same. She looks,
I think she was more blonde, wasn't she?
yeah. She's off the radar at the moment. Well, for a few years, she used the term gollywog and upset a few people. And they asked her to apologise, put out a public apology. She said, no, because I didn't mean it in the context that you're trying to make out that I did. So she stuck to her guns, but she hasn't got a TV career anymore. That's the way it is now, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Oh, she said she's tinted her hair. It's natural mid-brown for years.
Yeah.
And then
Well, that's what I'm mixing up.
yeah,
That's what she's
yeah.
getting. Is
And I think she must have gone blonde when she was older.
Feeling.
is that a polite grey?
Yep.
Is that where we're going? Well, I'm not going to produce a Da Vinci masterpiece, but you can get the gist of it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of taken by it. And then once you're in the hair, you can use the rigger to push it around. Try and look for some, especially towards the edges.
You can open it up. I don't know whether they're right or wrong to say shut the heat out.
I'd like to get it really, really lighter.
I don't know what it is.
Just thinking about it. What I'm going to do is use,
We'll see.
mix up a bit more of the blue, well, the turquoise with some of the crimson. That gives me that bluey browny grey colour. I'm going to use that. I'm going to float around with that. To my mind, that's more in keeping with, I think I'm getting to the point where throw the picture in the bin and just do your own. Putting the hair on has made the face bit look a bit older. I've gone off her now. I'm not so in.
Well, that's how you draw it. You think, well, that's not too bad. Once the paint goes on, it goes completely different.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. I can tell who it is. I know who it is. That's the main man.
No, it's good. Well,
It does look like her, yeah. It does.
Not
but
promising what ours will look like. Oh dear.
Well, the thing is, there's no, well, we have so many these days. We're getting so good at this painting
Oh.
lot. And we've got so many options. We can just put in even using that white chalkboard thing. I'm quite taken with them. I don't know you guys, but I've been using it to put in
Yeah.
highlights
Yeah, no, I'm
quite often, especially.
I had a look at them. I didn't know there's quite a few, isn't there? I didn't know which one you had. I haven't got one
The
to make.
I thought I sent you a link.
Yeah, I put that in, but then all different ones came up. I can't
Yeah,
remember
but
what you-
the white one. There's only 4.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have
Is it?
another
Oh,
look.
there was a few extras. Yeah, they did. Some of the colours weren't available. The ones I've got are yellow, blue, red, and white. I
All
bought
right,
2
so-
white ones. It's the
So
white.
what are they
one.
actually called? Chalk pens, was it?
These
Did
are
I
called
put-
flash colour,
Ah, flash.
liquid
Right.
chalk marker.
Ah, right.
Had to be something to do with me, so it's got to be flash, isn't it? No, those were the days. Nothing flash about what I do. Do you know what? I'm not unhappy with this.
no, it's very nice.
Oh, it's just a doodle. What colour earrings? I think they're. Don't know what, I'm just going to stick a little bit of raw sienna here and there, and then let it dry. It sort of stands out quite well. Ba, 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 ba.
Sorry, bit.
Still got my dark bits in my palette from ancient ages ago. Well, a few paintings ago. There's no right and wrong here, is there? Just let the water do some work, see what happens. And stop when you've too scared to do anything else. She has got a little raised bit up there. It's not quite. I'm conscious of that. I think what I'm going to do is put some clean water on the brush and just soften it down. Just there. So that it melts in. Okay. That line's looking a bit. It's probably a pencil line, isn't it? Da, da, da. Come on. Well, I might not end up in the tower.
That looks good.
It'll do. You know, I was a bit apprehensive as I usually am with these things. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen. I haven't looked at the screen till then, but I can see that's Maggie Thatcher.
Oh yeah, it's good. Like that.
Bit more of the. I've got a bit more of this turquoise blue. Should be able to put another layer on her top. I think that would be my passing comment on that. Is don't use cobalt blue or whatever. Stick with. Don't know whether I should do that or not. Too late now. I have to let that dry off. Extend the background rather than. Oh, think about it. Oh, what the heck? There you go. Maggie, your arms just got bigger. Well, it'll dry back and all. Think about it. Because she has got a arm shoulder pad anyway. She got that off of Nancy. Nancy Reagan. Remember her?
Mm.
They were chummy mates, weren't they? Him and Maggie and Ron.
Oh.
Even Boris, when he was in Parliament giving his sort of farewell stuff you lot speech, was one of the recommendations he said to the incoming, the next person on the job, stay close to America. We'll see. It's one of the things that they like to do. Bit of shadow down there, I think. What any left? Right. Of course. Yeah, with the hair, Carol, with using these white pens, if you've got any out and out highlights.
Yeah, you can just put those in. Yeah,
And
good. I'm just looking at them now. There's so many of them. I don't know which ones you've got.
it's just like I say, it was just the primary colours. Red, blue, and
Yeah, some of them are all in packets. Rainbow chalk,
mine were.
liquid chalk, flash liquid chalk marker.
That's the ones I've got. No, flash colour, spelt
flash,
with a COLOR, the American way of spelling colour.
They're about $8.79 each, or did you not pay that? There's several here.
That doesn't sound like the amount of money I would have paid.
Well, no.
Dave, you're talking to, mate.
I'll
send you a link again. It was on eBay, wasn't it? I bought them.
Oh, right. I haven't got anything here on eBay at the moment.
I'll send
hang on. Liquid chalk marker pens. No, I don't know.
Beauty of it is, look, while it's damp, you can use your finger or brush and just squish it away and give it a really soft highlight effect. I noticed there's some around just at that base of her neck. You can always come back and tighten it up.
Well, some of them not liquid, because some of them have just got chalk marker, and some have got.
They've got to be.
You've got to get liquid chalk marker.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's a set here with all colours in on Amazon, $7.99, pack of 8.
Not much to lose, is it, at that price?
No.
They're not dry or powdery like chalk.
No.
Oh, right.
Well, I haven't noticed that.
No, I just wondered.
I'm looking on Prime as well, Carol. Which ones are you looking at?
I'm looking at Amazon ones.
Yeah.
Liquid chalk marker pens, a pack of 8, $7.99.
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie.
$9.28.
Oh.
Bright
I've
colours.
just put it in and just seen what's coming up.
I like the ones I got on eBay. What impressed me, besides they're good fun anyway, but what I did find was they delivered really quick. Normally on eBay, you order it and come back, think about it a week later and wonder, oh, what happened to that? But they didn't. They came like almost next day. It's unusual for eBay. I'm painting really delicate these days.
I always use Prime and get it the next day.
Yeah, if it's got prime, if it is on, if it's on prime, that's a good way to go.
I'll have a look
It's-
on eBay.
There's one Volcanics liquid chalk marker pens.
No, there's a lot of them, aren't there? There's a bit.
Yeah, loads.
Let's have a look on eBay.
What sort of
Hmm.
nib is the one you got, Dave? Is it like a chisel or
Yeah.
a chisel one?
Yeah, it is. There are various ones, but I've
Get them for £2 at Hobbycraft.
£2, £2 each.
Just a white one.
I can't remember
Yeah,
what I
they're all
paid.
over the place, aren't they?
I say if I'll
It's
send you the link later to the eBay ones that I bought.
It's Chalktastic, Chalkola.
Yeah, I've got those.
Yeah.
White and coloured liquid chalk.
There's loads of different brands.
Mm.
Yeah, there's loads to choose from. No, I thought
One-
they'd go sort of dusty, like chalk.
Well, I haven't noticed that.
No, no,
So,
it works very well.
well, remember that stuff you had a bottle of the stuff
Yeah,
that
I've got
white.
some no
and-
bleeding white.
Yeah, you said you never had that much success with it.
Wearing Anne.
Oh, it was all right. Yeah, I don't use it very often, but no, it's okay. That's a solid sort of paint, really. It's a pot.
Yeah, you have to sort of rehydrate it a bit, didn't you?
Oh yeah, you have to use it. Well, it's
Yeah.
watercolor,
Yeah.
but it's like gouache, I suppose. I don't know. It's very sort of solid, and it doesn't run as such.
Mm.
I think it was just called No Bleed White.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I would say this stuff does as good a job as that.
yeah. Oh yeah. They were quite cheap as well. It wasn't expensive. I don't know if they still do it.
I remember
Gosh.
looking for it, but this is I don't know, using these, some American guy put me onto it, and I thought, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
And it's so quick.
yeah, exactly. And it's so white, which is what you want.
There's loads on eBay as well, so it's a job to know
Mm.
which ones you got.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh.
Well, I'll send you the link to the ones I bought.
Right. Well, you know they're all right, don't you? Yeah, that's worked out really good, isn't it?
Well, it needs to dry off a bit, but I can't complain.
So you bought yours separately. They weren't in a packet of so many
No, they were separate tubes.
Oh,
You
right.
just sort of hit the drop down thing and it just said XYZ, you know. You
Mm.
just pick the color that you want. It just so happened that a lot of the colors, well, quite a few of the colors were out of stock. But that didn't bother me because I was only really after the white. Well, that was the one I wanted most of.
So have you used the other colours?
Okay. I did use the yellow on my oh, hang on, it's on the back of here. On my on the 2 secs. Excuse me, Margaret. Margaret, we'll just get there you are. I did use the yellow on the
Flowers. Yeah.
the flowers.
Oh, that's a nice yellow, isn't it?
Mm.
They've been bright, but
Yeah.
that's been on there a week now, hasn't it? So if you use clean water on your brush, you can squish it with your finger, so it is a little bit chalky, and you're right. But if you use water on your brush, you can just soften it down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then, because I looked at it the other day, I thought some of the edges they're a bit hard.
Yeah.
You can just sort of clean water
So you can go back in and change it.
Mm.
a little bit. You've got to be careful because it is, like you say, it is chalk at the end of the day. But you can use your finger on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
almost like a pastel.
Quite
Well,
amazing, yeah.
I suppose any of them would work, wouldn't they? Whatever.
Quite like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, good old Maggie. There you go.
Nice.
So Dave, that's one of Dave Harvey's
Yeah, I like that. It's really
colour
good, isn't it?
doodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use the. I can't do it at the moment because it's still so. Oh, hang on. Let's do it with the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way. Just a little bit of the PAS white. Yeah, she was just around there.
I find with my acrylic paint markers, rather than use it directly as a pen, I usually just squidge a bit on the side and then use a brush. You get a softer edge.
Yeah.
But the actual ink in them is so intense, it's much brighter.
Yeah.
So just where you just put a little
Absolutely.
blob on the side, I just do that and then dip the fine brush in it and use it.
Need a bit of dark now, a bit of blue. Dollop of burnt umber. Sad how warm we are. The paint's sort of all gone hard. Dried out much quicker than it normally does. I'll just drop a bit of that in between each white blob. Let it dry and see what happens. Bit up the top. Bit down the side. Flick of paint there. It's a gem, isn't it? Ooh! Not too much. Yeah, that's okay. Just let it dry, see what happens. Should dry off quite nicely. Maybe just lift a little bit off there. Clean them. Ooh, just take a bit off. It will, once it's dry, I'll put another little layer of dark on it, just to make it look a bit more 3D. Good old Maggie, well done. Good old. I think I've earned my lunch now.
Oh, don't know if I'm going to get time to do it, but
Yeah, you'll have fun doing this.
well, it's whether I've got time between now and Friday, really.
Well, we've got what's. Oh wow, looks all right on the screen.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Well,
Yeah, it looks very
I
nice.
think wow is
It's
You've
good.
really got the hair is very good.
No- Yeah.
Well, it's not. I don't. That's why I was doing the freehand sketching, because I didn't want it to look like the photograph thing. Sometimes I do it because I'm not confident of getting the real sort of features in, but it's a trade-off. It's always a trade-off between getting the naivety of your sketch against the actuality of the portrait, the reference photo. You don't want the whole of one or the whole of the other. You want it in between. So sometimes if you can do it freehand, it invariably is better. In my opinion, it is.
Getting the likeness, isn't it?
But you get that more innocent, not cartoony, but more. I can tell that someone's tried to put. Yeah, you get a more realistic portrait. That's, I don't know. I'm not very good at that sort of how it should be arty farty stuff, but There's a few run backs starting to appear, but that I don't mind about that. We can soften them down when it dries. Can't do it when they're wet anyway. Yeah, well done. Quite happy with that. It took longer. One an early lunch, was it? Hey.
No, we'll have to get some marker pens so we can get the hair right.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Oh God.
Well, I've got to go off and rub off all this masking fluid and do some daisies.
Well, I've just found some here. Oh, they're 12 liquid chalk pens.
Yeah.
Oh, they're glass, the glass and window blackboards. That's not what we want, is it? Oh well.
I've got a £20 Hobbycraft voucher that I had for my birthday.
Oh,
So-
right. You can get them there.
I can use it there, possibly.
Yeah, I bought 2 white ones because I figured white's the colour that I'm going to use the most.
Yeah, because I work with acrylic as well, won't they?
Probably. Don't see why not. It'll sit
No.
on the top.
Mm.
What I was going to say was, I noticed the other day I think it was the one out there. I haven't opened this one yet. I went to use it and I thought, oh, it's gone dry. Oh no, they've dried out. So all I'd done is stuck it in the bucket of water and pushed up and down. It was rehydrated. It was fine.
Oh, right.
Wouldn't do that with an acrylic one. No, so that was good. So so if you think it's dried out, don't be tricked. Stick it in a bit of water and it should come back.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, good luck, everybody.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good
Have a good weekend, you too.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll see Chris on Friday, hopefully.
Yeah. You'll be here next week, will you?
Yes.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're back next week.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Where's
take
he
care.
going
Have a good
camping
weekend.
to Marwood or whatever it is?
Sorry?
Ellingham show near Ringwood.
Oh,
Summerley House.
ooh, up at the hoi polloi.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Yeah.
there,
Up there.
there's
In
supposed to
their
be
garden.
trout sandwiches and everything.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Hey,
no
look.
barbecues, I'd expect.
Pardon?
No
Sorry?
barbecues, it's too dry.
Oh, yeah. You'll be catching it all on fire.
Yeah. Yeah,
Saying
I
your
expect
hair
there's
looks
no
nice,
green
Karen.
though.
I had it cut yesterday. It was getting too long.
Oh, mine desperately needs cut. I've got to do my roots, but I've been so busy. I've been so busy
know.
out walking out in the garden.
I've just let mine go grey, but I don't know if I like it. I just put a silver shampoo on it.
That looks nice.
Yeah, it does look nice, yeah.
Look
It's a
at
nice
me,
cut.
covered in bruises.
Oh my goodness. What have you been doing?
I've been
It's
bashing
no
around.
shed building, but it's shed disassembling.
Oh, you've
It
been,
is. Yeah.
you have a go, don't you? You're good.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you show the pictures on Dave or not?
Don't know.
No. I sent Dave a picture just to show. It was a big shed. And
Yeah.
basically, we chopped it in
Hang
half.
Give me
Oh,
2 secs.
Very good.
Chrissy.
what, you're
Right.
keeping half of it, or it's you
But
just,
the whole it was huge. So
Yeah.
the roof is intact. But
Hang
we've
on.
taken out the end wall and this front wall and blocked it up. Well, if Dave can find it, it'd be much easier.
Yeah.
you did that yourself?
Well, not on my own. No,
Oh, I was going to say.
I have my friend's
There you go.
husband. My friend.
That's what is that the start, isn't it? That's how it started.
Yeah, that was all cladded as well. That was the shed, and that was the part that I wanted taken out.
Yeah.
And
She had a little man come round.
Oh,
that's Bob. That's Debbie's husband.
Of the builder.
yeah.
Yes, he's Bob the builder. He
Yeah.
works so hard, but I mean, well, we all
Aw.
did. I mean, he did all the, really heavy work.
So what are you doing with this shed?
Well, you wait and see. Oh, that's not it.
Are you making it into an art room? Oh, what's that?
It's open. It's like
Ah,
a
Can you see
pergola.
that now?
That is
Yeah.
that picture. That is what they call it, a garden tapestry. And you can get them on, and it's like a very good quality shower curtain material. And people usually put them on their fences, or if you've got an ugly wall you want to cover up.
Oh, I've never seen those before. So that's just hanging there, or have you stuck it on?
It's stuck on, yeah, it's fixed on flat. So it's quite big. It's about, I don't know, about,
And you can sit in the shade. It's lovely.
yeah.
Oh, so you've got the two sides and the top left. Is that right?
Yeah. I think I sent, did I send another picture, Dave? Yeah, that gives more of an idea. Where that step is, that used to be the shed door.
Oh, right, okay.
So taking out that end, or most of it, apart from the little shed there.
Yeah, the first one was the gazebo. Hang on. There you go.
Oh,
that's
that,
better.
gosh, that looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and David's coming. He was going to come today to do the electrics, but he's absolutely exhausted. He had a really, really, really busy weekend.
Oh.
And it's hot. I said, no, I said, leave it until next week when I come back.
What, you're going to have it all lit up, are you?
He's going to put, well, there's no power to it at the moment because they had to disconnect it when we took the walls out.
Mm.
He's going to reinstate the power, put a couple of like exterior sockets so I can plug the caravan in and the jet washer when I need to. And there'd be lights, but he's going to put all fairy lights.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put solar lights around the outside as well. Because fairy lights are just operated with a switch.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm sat out there in the evening, but the solar lights will be on.
Yeah, very good.
Be really useful.
Yeah, you'll be able to do your painting under there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you could do art out there, couldn't you?
So I could do, yeah. Yeah. But I've got it all set up in the back bedroom now.
Bit hot out there. You wouldn't be out there at the moment. It's too hot.
With the colours, it's not just a little pad of paper and a,
No, you've got to have so much.
yeah, there's an awful lot more to it. But yeah, it should be really nice. So when it's Anne and Gordon are invited down for that.
Oh, you have to show us when it's got all the lights on it. Take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I've painted it all now. All the outside and the inside, it's all painted.
Good, because you've still got half a shed for the shed, so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you've got half for your gazebo thing.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's really
The
good.
shed is quite big. Yeah, I mean the shed's still a good sort of, I don't know, 8 by 12 or more.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Probably.
I would think it was probably about a 16-foot shed, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so at least.
At
You've
least.
still got half of it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, very clever idea.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Ponderosa. I'll just call it the shack. You got the shed in the shack.
Oh. Yeah.
I think you'll find it very useful.
Tabby hasn't arrived yet. I wonder if she's managing to walk all the way or whether she's hooked on a bus yet.
No.
Probably took a leaf out of my book and stopped at all the pubs on the way.
Could be.
The trouble is there is, well, yes, there is a couple. Yeah, there is.
You'll be there.
No, there's probably only one actually.
That's enough. More than enough.
No, yeah.
There's only one at Wallerstein, which is just over halfway.
Got your local shop at the end of the road she can top up with.
I think by the time she gets there, she'll probably make it to here. It's nearly 4 miles. It's 3.8 miles
Is it?
walking.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of steps.
it's a lot of steps, and in this heat,
Yeah. Yeah.
No
it's
breeze.
quite a long
Oh,
section.
good luck to her.
Quite a long
Right.
section where she'll be in the shade, so hopefully she'll be too knackered. But anyway, I better get her some lunch.
Yeah,
Right.
I got
Fish.
crab.
Oh, crab.
I've
Crab.
got a
Very nice.
fish.
Crab and loose swimming. Let's
Oh.
You sure
Dear,
it's
oh dear.
not giving you crabs?
not
Oh,
go there.
No.
Let's
Right,
go
your
back
loose-
a bit,
loose
innit?
women are just coming on, so
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's what they used to call it the good old days. Yeah, I know. Dear old. Right. I
Oh, yeah,
could-
let's we'll close it on that, I think.
Yeah, I got to eat me dinner now.
He'll be
that's
thinking of
fine.
that.
You're very limited audience today, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, well, hope everybody's back next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look forward to it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay then. Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.